Growing up in the United States in the latter half of the 20th century, as I've come into my identity as a person, a man, and as an artist, I've had to make my peace with the notion of alienation as opposed to cynicism. I feel, excuse me, I feel I was born to be alienated in a pretty racist culture, in a culture that has used its identity as the land of the free to keep a lot of dirty secrets under the carpet. So I accept a certain degree of alienation, as many modern people of all sorts of description would agree. However, I refuse to be cynical. When I look at the work of Fela, here I can see a role model. Here was an extremely skeptical personality, bristling with an irate anger informed by history and politics. But here was a man who gave his life in pursuit of a kind of musical perfection. And for him, that musical perfection was, yes, the formal innovation, but it was also music that had a purpose, a meaning. He would go so far as to say music is the weapon. The weapon, I suppose, in his mind, as something against darkness, something against lies, mendacity, something against the abuse of power, mediocrity. Fela Kuti was the offspring of the great Funmilayo, who was the first lady of the Nigerian independence movement. Funmilayo had a very, very high measure for what a life well lived would be about. She passed this notion on to her son. Fela, with his strong-headed foolishness in some regards, but deep heart and great courage, found a way to pick up the mantle of his parents, his mother and father, both of whom were leaders in Nigeria. And he loved his people, and he loved his music. I would love for the show that I'm working on, Fela, Fela, Fela will be our working title. I would love for this show to introduce a new generation of theater goers and music lovers, and yes, students of history, to an uncompromising sacred monster, the type that our human civilization depends on. Those persons who are immoderate, sometimes even somewhat misguided, but because of some genius and courage that they have, they can speak truly to power, and they can inspire, and they can change things. That's why I'm very excited about trying to bring this man's life to the stage. It will in no way be encyclopedic. I do not choose to make it biopic. It will be a lyrical meditation on what it means to be an original. What is the price that we pay for our originality and for our outrage in the name of truth? This is what Fela is for me. This is what I think he offers to contemporary audiences.